This is everything you want to know about roads in City Skylines 2. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and the developers of City Skylines 2 have just dropped a massive bombshell, a beautiful and gorgeous featurette trailer showing all the new features related to road building in City Skylines 2. Not only, of course, does the game look gorgeous, but also the UI. And it seems like they've made a lot of things less restrictive in building roads and interacting those with railways and intersections and roundabouts and more. Today we're going to take a look at their trailer, or really it's kind of just a featurette video, but it is it's an absolute juicy morsel of what this game is going to be. A lot of things confirmed here that we were speculating before in some of our other videos about pipes and power being provided by the roadways, and also a lot of tools to help make roads from one road to another, to upgrade and to initially lay out your city, and a lot of things that are just easier to use and just absolutely easy to master, and to make a city of your dreams without having to load up 10,000 mods, which is definitely something the developers had to do when they were making a new game. And it seems like a lot of these things are fluid, from building gorgeous bridges, which, by the way, love some of the new bridge styles, and of course making on-ramps and off-ramps for highways that blend perfectly with some of your avenues and roads too. And yeah, this is just an absolute stunning masterpiece so far of upgrades to things like roundabouts, and really a way to make them not just from the beginning, but to decide to later come back and upgrade roads without too much hassle. One of the biggest problems in City Skylines can be building things a little too close to an intersection and having to bulldoze them. And though you'll probably still have to do that, at least it's a lot easier to do, and I like that a lot. It looks like they've made a lot of options for traffic management too, like for example traffic control for intersections relating to no turn signs, no turn signals, so you can control one-way traffic a little easier, even on streets that might be two-way. And parking lots too are now baked into the game, where they seem to have a little bit more integration, I guess you could say. No word yet if a car could actually travel from like a house to a parking lot and not disappear. I still have my speculations on that, and some people may have confirmed that, but until I've got this beauty in my hands, I really just want to look at it all day and just kind of hype myself up in the things that we can and possibly cannot do, which, later on mods might allow those things. But it's great to see the developers listening to a lot of feedback and making things a lot easier to use, and of course less restrictions, where the game is kind of not really making so much hard rules that you have to kind of work around to build a city that's still believable. So let's watch the Roads Tool featurette number 1 from City Skylines.
The roads crisscrossing your city are more than a means of transport. By connecting citizens to their work, families, and communities, they are the veins and arteries of your city's beating heart. Every pathway you carve out shapes the routine every day and opens the door to the extraordinary events that define their lives. City building starts with roads. Roads allow people, goods, and services to move through your city, of course. And in City Skylines 2, all roads except for highways automatically carries water, electricity, and sewage lines. It's a shortcut that lets you focus on what you love about city building sooner. You'll construct and refine your road network using road tools. They're easy to learn and flexible, inviting you to follow your creative impulses. Returning players will welcome upgrades to the road tools that introduce several of the most wished-for features. Other features are totally new. Use the road tools to create seamless city blocks in just 3 clicks. In no time, you'll lay long, beautiful stretches of road to link lively residential and industrial districts to your buzzing city center. Just like that, you'll thread traffic along wide, curving streets and elegant, elevated highways. You'll even add bridges and tunnels in only a few clicks. Intersections have been overhauled in City Skylines 2. Placement rules are less restrictive, and you can use pre-made intersections on new and existing roads. You can also add roundabouts. Yep, they're here. From gentle suburban roundabouts to roaring multi-lane roundabouts, it's never been easier to engineer uninterrupted streams of traffic. That's because roads will be configured automatically, so vehicles can enter and exit the roundabout safely. Simply drop your preferred roundabout over an existing intersection and ta-da! A whole new way to move people, goods, and services through your city. Decide the direction of traffic and how it flows by placing traffic lights, crosswalks, and directional no-turn traffic signs and stop signs. erect sound barriers, and construct parking lots. That's another new feature in City Skyline 2. And for returning players, it means Christmas has come early. You can even add decorative touches if you want to. They don't just make your city pretty, they can be useful too. So those trees you use to line sidewalks, add charm and reduce noise pollution. Of course, building a city is a process of exploration and experimentation. You'll try stuff out. Some of it you'll like, and some you won't. Want to change an existing road? Use the new Replace tool. It's like the old Upgrade tool, but with more freedom to refine your road network. Change your mind about a road? Bulldoze tool to the rescue. Click, 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 and that road is a thing of the past. Road building is more intuitive and nuanced in City Skylines 2, and every pathway has a far-reaching impact. Build your city's roads as a testament to your ambition and a promise to citizens that anything is possible.
Well, an overwhelming amount of information to get through, so let's get started. First of all, tram lines going through the roads, nothing new, but going onto the bridge it looks like, so I'm certainly excited about that. It looks like that anyway. And they've confirmed traffic accidents. Oh yes, on their dev diary, though they didn't show it in this video, they do confirm that traffic accidents will be a thing somewhat related to road maintenance too, and that the police will be required to clear accidents like that, emergency services, and so that could create a problem too. So traffic is probably going to raise the risk of that. They of course also confirm that roads are going to supply power and water, and we see that in the trailer, and they've shown a little bit of how laying out a grid will be easy to set the grid length and then also the width of the layout, so that way you can make some downtown blocks way in advance. But more options now to not have to super pre-plan a city and kind of do things whenever you want, like for example the intersection tool that allows you to very, very easily create like a diagonal or an angled intersection through multiple roads without having to do everything via notches and nodules or whatever you call them, the nodes. And then of course the parallel roads tool, which goes in conjunction with the elevation tool. The highway that you see in this city here is, well, it's a beautiful one, by the way. It's a really gorgeous highway, and the width between the two road lengths and also the elevation can be set in advance. So if you want to make a sunken highway that goes through the middle of your city and kind of use that as a sound barrier, you could set it at like a 10-meter depth and then set 2 meters between the two roads and easily build them curved between the roads or other roads or buildings or whatnot. And of course, ease of use of those roundabouts is just absolutely gorgeous. I spoke on it before, but I love the fluidity of laying all of that out. And then of course, seeing train lines do the same as those roads too, creating intersections going through all of the different like roadways, and splitting off a road or a railroad track from the main line and creating separate lanes or routes or train tracks is just beautiful. They also show some retaining walls on their developer diary, and I'll link to that down below, where they show a lot more information than what they went over here in this video. But there is a lot to unpack with the well, just this little snippet. So much so that the developers will later on be showcasing a little bit more information on just roads. So the next thing they'll cover is traffic, AI, and then after that, public and cargo transportation through your city, and then go on to city services, which may cover more things like how emergency services get through, other things like, you know, maybe they can use bus lanes, that kind of thing. But that is great, showcasing how easy it is to take a road that's maybe a 2-lane road, then perhaps make it a 3-lane road, like a 2-way road with a bus lane going one direction, for example, and then taking that bus lane and adding a lane to it so it can split off from that road. I mean, that's just gorgeous. I love the fluidity of all of this. And they have so many more featurettes coming too that are going to feature more things like the road tools, and I'm just really excited. They do explain a little bit more about road maintenance in their dev diary too, that explains again about road maintenance being a little bit more important for traffic congestion. Obviously, road quality is less, then the speeds could be less and accidents are more, which then affects speeds tremendously when nobody can move. And they do speak on how parking lots will be used for people to park their cars. But again, a little bit vague there. It doesn't confirm that somebody needs to go from their home and then park in their car in the parking lot in order to then go to a business that they want to, like going shopping or something like that. They do mention that it is preferred that they'll go to like a parking garage, and they don't really mind too much about, in most cases, paying a high price, so you can kind of set fees for those parking lots And then, of course, if somebody's going from a suburban area to park downtown, they want to park close to where they want to go to, but it's not always set in stone. Some people want to search for that bargain, and that's fine too. They also go over a few of the pedestrian options, showcasing a few things on the pedestrian bridges, and also kind of the plazas and promenades DLC being present here by showing a lot of row houses and a sidewalk that then leads to, like, for example, a beautiful suspension bridge, which again goes seamlessly across that road. And it's gorgeous to see roads on the side of, like, the hill, the suspension bridge for pedestrians going over that, and then like railroad tracks and a highway next to that, and they're all mingling together. They're not like all separate, built really close to each other. It feels like they're all baked in and like literally right next to each other as designed. Like, it just seems like you can perfectly lay that out if you want to do the pre-planning. But for people who then want to just kind of free design something new and or change up the look of their city, you don't have to do a complete remodel. You can traditionally do what they would do in a normal city and take a small section of road, change its parameters, and then change how the traffic is controlled as well, either through the intersections of having semaphores and stop signs to then roundabouts and or major intersections too. And they do speak a little bit on that being a thing for pedestrians as well, where you can modify crosswalks and of course one-way roads a little bit more easily. But aside from the road tool overview of, you know, the parallel tools and the grid tools and the elevation tools, which is huge, we have more road building options again for going through angled roads and building what seems to be, you know, some actual gorgeous looking like elevation, not necessarily bridges, but kind of just ways where retaining walls can be built over ravines, and then retaining walls built into the side of a mountain, which just looks so believable. Rather than terraforming all the land to just be flat or just weird with rock, it really looks tremendously believable. And same with the highways too, having supports on the side where it can be pure concrete rather than pillars. But that's all I have for you for now. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and smash that like button, because the developers have more dev diaries coming up. But I want to know more from you on your thoughts and opinions about the look of the game, the feel for traffic, other features that you want to see, things that you absolutely need to see in this game, and let me know things that you haven't seen yet that maybe you want to see and you're kind of a little about. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for sharing all your hype on this as well. I did see this video the other day, the moment that it dropped. Actually, it was unlisted when I saw it. Many of you in our Discord pointed it out and were asking all day yesterday if I would cover it, and I certainly did. But yeah, there's so many little points of information just related to traffic. We have so much more to cover. So thanks again, as always, for watching the channel. I hope you're as excited for City Skylines 2 as me and everybody else, and I hope it really truly is the greatest city builder ever made. Alright everybody, I'll see you all soon. Thanks again for watching. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what you've learned, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.